During the Future of Digimon panel this week at Anime Expo 2019, we learned that Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition will be available on Nintendo Switch and PC, while Digimon Survive gets delayed to 2020. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory will be arriving on the Nintendo Switch and PC on October 18, bundled together as Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. Meanwhile, it was announced that Digimon Survive will be delayed to 2020. A 5-minute long opening trailer was shown that hasn't been uploaded as of yet. The story will follow a group of teenagers who get lost on a school camping trip, taken to a world where monsters and danger ensue. They must fight together to survive, mixing drama scenes with 3D visuals and battles in 2D. Digimon Survive takes on the classic SRPG style. It's only fitting that Code Vein got a cinematic trailer in animation for this year's Anime Expo 2019, which features the cast of characters that are reflected. But in this just under 4-minute trailer, actions speak louder than words. There is no voice acting throughout, and it has the soundtrack by the Vamps. The trailer mixes some 2D and 3D elements created by the studio Ufotable. The animated cinematic opens with a boy being sought out by the Lost, a group of revenants who have given in to bloodlust. But he is quickly saved by the main characters as they show off a few of their moves, including Mia as she whips out her stinger tail. Bandai Namco also announced a Revenant Edition, which includes a physical copy of the game, metal case, Mia casting figurine, digital soundtrack, and digital art book for $99.95. You can also gain some bonus pins by pre-ordering from their website. According to the director of the Fire Emblem Three Houses, there is quite a bit of content offered. In an interview during Japan Expo in France, directors of Nintendo and Intelligent Systems, Genki Yokoto and Toshiyuki Kuzakihara, shared more about the overall gameplay length players can expect. In a tweet that was translated by Stealth, the upcoming RPG is set to have 80 hours for one house path. So with 3 houses to choose from and 80 hours each path, that's 240 hours including cutscenes. The details do not mention if this just contains the main questline or includes side quests. Fire Emblem Three Houses releases on the Nintendo Switch on July 26. This August you can get the medieval action RPG Kingdom Come Deliverance as part of the monthly Humble Bundle. If you have joined Humble Monthly, you can get Kingdom Come Deliverance for just $12 in the month of August, along with Sim Game Survival Mars, but you won't need to wait until August to play them as they are available to access now. Humble Monthly is available for $12, which allows you to pick up both titles right now, and more games will be announced on August 2nd. The developer, the game makers of the action beat-em-up Fury, releases a new trailer featuring the sci-fi adventure RPG called Haven. Earlier this year in February, developers, the game bakers, announced their RPG Haven, described as an adventure RPG that is about everyday love, rebelling against rules, and also food. The narrative follows a pair of lovers who escaped a lost planet. From the new trailer, we get to see more of the romantic side of this RPG, which follows a couple who live out their days on a vast planet, but not all is well as they need to collect resources and even battle monsters in order to unveil this world's secrets. The title can be played solo, but you have the option to play co-op locally. According to the developers, this game is mostly a narrative-based title that includes some action combat, which we see in the trailer, which gives a few options such as impact, blast, and shield. The trailer comes with a funky laid-back soundtrack, which I'm hoping is part of the game, as it seems to be the perfect match to zip around the alien-like planet while exploring. Haven is set to release next year in 2020 on Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation 4. A free new update is coming next week for Dauntless in the form of Fortune and Glory, which brings a pirate-themed new challenge starting July 16th by answering the call of Lady Luck, who is situated on a brand new island. This NPC introduces trials which sets to face slayers against behemoths who have different modifiers set to add further challenges. If you want to see how well you're doing against other slayers, simply visit the Wall of Champions, which is located outside the Lady Luck shop. This ranking system will include both solo and group trials, meaning you can gather your crew or go it alone. Completing trials rewards a new currency type called marks. Steel marks are earned through normal difficulty, and gilded marks are rewarded from completing Dauntless difficulty trials. These currencies can be used to claim exclusive items from Lady Luck's shop. This will also be the start of the Hunt Pass under the season High Skies. This season will have 2 Hunt Passes with plenty to do. Amazon Game Studios are in the process of developing a new The Lord of the Rings multiplayer role-playing game. This MMORPG free-to-play title set in Middle-earth according to an article by IGN as portrayed in the Lord of the Rings literary trilogy. This means it will be based on novels by J.R.R. Tolkien rather than the cinematic versions by director Peter Jackson. The multiplayer will be developed by Layer Low Technologies, who own the Warframe developer Digital Extremes, as well as Middle-earth Enterprises will be behind it. It is set to release on PC as well as consoles. This isn't the first time we've heard of Amazon diving into the Lord of the Rings universe, as they are already producing this TV series for Amazon Prime, which is set in the Second Age, before the events that take place in the Lord of the Rings films. But that is as far as the connection goes for Amazon producing a series and game, as both are unrelated to each other and being developed as separate projects. This is quite some news. So far there is no announced release window for the Lord of the Rings MMORPG or the exact title for this game. Nintendo officially announces the Nintendo Switch Lite, which sets to be smaller, cheaper, but still compatible with current Switch games. There had been various rumors this year that a new model would be released by Nintendo, but they confirmed that a smaller version will be available this year. The new edition Nintendo Switch Lite will be a lighter version than its predecessor in terms of size and some of its features. A handheld gaming device which will be available for $200, which is roughly $100 cheaper than the previous, and will come in a few different colors including yellow, grey and turquoise. The Switch Lite doesn't have the detachable Joy-Cons or the option to be docked to play on a TV, and the screen is smaller at 5.5 inches. It does allow for motion gameplay, and any Joy-Cons you already have will be compatible with the Lite. You can play all the current games that support handheld mode, but some games that utilizes the Joy-Cons, these will need to be purchased separately in order to play. This news isn't all that surprising, as Nintendo are well known for their many versions of gaming devices such as the numerous Nintendo DS models. A cheaper version and lightweight design might be suited for those who purely want an on-the-go experience. The Nintendo Switch Lite will be releasing on September 20th for $199, with the Pokemon Sword and Shield edition hitting retailers on November 8th. A new trailer was released this week for our upcoming Monster Hunter World expansion, Iceborne. The Deliverance trailer reveals some new details for Iceborne, which includes new subspecies, gathering hub, hot springs, foot baths, and more. Two new subspecies which include the Ebony Odogaron, a ferocious Odogaron that deals Dragon Blight, and Fulgur Anjanath, a feral species that radiates lightning from its mouth. Iceborne will also introduce your very own room in Celiana, which you can customize to your own personal taste. Add new items by completing quests and deliveries. New layered armor sets and items are also being introduced, which includes Thermae set, Dragon King eye patch, strategist spectacles, pulverizing feather, and crystal earring. A new feature such as picture mode will allow hunters to zoom, pose, and snap pictures either solo or with palicos. Multiplayer scaling, which means a party of 2 can hunt and have quests scaled to them. There is also mention of multiplayer compatibility, which means players will still be able to play with others who do not own Iceborne, but in order for all to access the new content, they will need to own it. You can read all the new details and additions that have been released in our Monster Hunter World Iceborne Glavernous trailer reveals, new monsters and more article over on Fextralife.com. Well, that's it for the week in the wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.